I remember very well the principle of intrinsic motivation which Pops drummed into us, which is that your actions should be guided by indiscriminate values that live inside of you. In a world that is changing, it's important that people know what is right and they have the will to do what is right.
Good day, everyone. We're thrilled to have you on today's edition of Alumni Spotlight, where we celebrate Prestonians who have walked through this path and are making huge contributions to our society. I remain your host, Fortune Ajibai, from Preston Studios, Akure, Nigeria. Joining us today is a valuable Prestonian from the Pioneer Set, class of 2012, a musicologist par excellence, a sound public speaker, and a legal practitioner. Join me to welcome our guest as he introduces himself.
Hello everyone, it's nice to meet you. My name is David Akindolire. I am a pioneer Prestonian. I was at Preston between 2006 and 2012. Sometime after, I was at Obafemi Awolowo University to study law. Then I was at the Nigerian Law School where I was called to the Nigerian bar. Then I practiced law for 2 years at a law firm in Lagos, Nigeria. Currently, I am a solicitor at a global law firm in London, United Kingdom. In my spare time, I write, I speak. I'm very keen on music. I play musical instruments and I see a lot of film.
Thank you very much, Barrister David. And I must say, your achievements are highly commendable. So, in your 6 years of learning at Preston International School, how would you describe a true Prestonian?
I would say two things. A true Prestonian participates and a true Prestonian is principled. Right, so with regards to participation, at the moment there may be a bunch of activities that the school authority fills up your schedule with, and it may seem like a lot. And you're unlikely to appreciate these activities or these opportunities until you leave Preston. And I was one of those people who maximized the opportunities. I was always doing things. I was writing and speaking for the press club. I acted. I was the duty prefect. I was very keen on music, both classical and contemporary music. And what these activities do is that they enrich your life experience. They teach you very important skills. They could become career opportunities for you, and they could become mutual areas of discourse or interest between you and other interesting people that you meet in your life. So I encourage you to participate. Second thing, of course, is principle. And I remember very well the principle of intrinsic motivation, which Pops drummed into us, which is that your actions should be guided by indiscriminate values that live inside of you. Not just the fear of consequence or the fear of condemnation or punishment from other people. So in a world that is changing, it's important that people know what is right and they have the will to do what is right.
Just as you said, participation is one of the distinguishing factors of a Prestonian. But to be honest, participating in all these programs may seem quite rigorous, as you're expected to do so much. So, from your records, you really distinguished yourself as a high flyer academically, and yet honed your skills in these activities. Talk about music, public speaking, event hosting, acting, and leadership roles as you were the duty prefect. Tell us how you coped, and if these activities have had an impact on your life after leaving Preston.
So indeed, I was everywhere. I did everything, from music to writing to speaking to acting. I was always ready to do it, right? And It wasn't difficult at the time because once again there was a schedule for every student, so we had a timeline of events that were already predetermined, right? So it helped to help balance things, and the school was keen on us becoming well-rounded people. So we tried our hands at a bunch of things, and I was one of the most enthusiastic of students. How these many activities have helped my life going forward is, first of all, I never really stopped multitasking. I never really stopped participating. Even at uni and after uni, I was always involved. And I learned this skill of scheduling, of balancing a bunch of varying activities and getting the best out of my talents, getting the best out of my time as well. And of course, these skills that you learn also stay with you. You don't forget how to play the piano. You don't forget how to speak or how to write. And in my day-to-day life currently, these skills still help me. They're still evident, and they still help, my profession as a lawyer, or just how I refresh myself or how I entertain myself after work. So I still write, and I still play instruments, and it's beautiful to see sometimes.
Thank you, Barrister David. Speaking about your profession as a lawyer, could you tell us what inspired your choice of career, what you really love about your work, and your advice to aspiring lawyers?
So yes, I am a lawyer at a global law firm. I'm very proud to be one. And I love the profession first because it is encompassing. So in whatever profession or whatever area of life or whatever sphere of human activity there is law, lawyers are needed everywhere, right? And whether it's in building, whether it's in entertainment or sports, whether it's in medicine, whether it's in accounting, you need lawyers everywhere, right? So lawyers are important. And then I have a passion for the use of words and the application of logic, and that's what law is. Law is words plus logic. I like the way words are used, how they can be used to create arguments. Yeah, so if you have a passion for that, then maybe law is where you should go. And then of course there are the lofty values of justice, fairness, equality. If you're passionate about those things, then yeah, law may just be the right profession for you. But so yeah, you're welcome on board. I look forward to seeing as many lawyers as possible. But of course, be very open to reading, particularly because you read a lot of books. That is inevitable.
Thanks for your advice. Lest I forget, in your recent chat with Props, if you remember, that's how we call our proprietor, Mr. Toyin Ajayi. You mentioned that you met up with another Prestonian for dinner in the heart of the city of London in the United Kingdom, and you reminisced on your time at Preston. Apparently, this other Prestonian, Timileyin Adeniran, was not even in your set. He was your junior. Would you say that Preston has helped build long-lasting relationships between juniors and seniors in a world where most students bully the junior ones?
Yes, indeed. Timileyin Adeniran and I had dinner last week, and it was a fun conversation we had about Preston, being prefects, the music culture, the principles, the values, the rules that we had to obey, and how these rules shaped our lives. While I was at Preston, Timileyin was a set below me, and for the most part, the school was small, so everybody knew everybody. But more importantly, the school was able to enforce a collaborative and mutually respectful relationship between all students, regardless of their set or their age, right? So seniors were not called seniors, we just called everyone by name. And it's important to do that, right? Because first of all, after you leave school, then you're able to create like interesting, supportive relationships with people you went to school with, and you're not mindful of whether they're set below you or set above you. It doesn't quite matter as much as it does if you come from another school. Secondly, it's important that you realize at a young age that people are the same, that they're equal, regardless of whether they're in JSS3 and you're in SS1. It really doesn't matter, at the end of the day. And treating people fairly is very important, and I appreciate that Preston had a strong anti-bullying stance, and I encourage you to incorporate that, because no matter how high you think you get in life, there's always someone higher, and you would want people who are higher than you to treat you well, so you should treat people who are below you well as well.
Thank you, Barrister David, for leaving a good legacy. what is your advice to the current Prestonians?
My advice for current Prestonians, and I think I hinted at some of these already, is first of all to participate. Be a sponge. Soak up as much of the experience and information as possible. You're surrounded by adults who want the best of you and they have a lot of wisdom. So listen during the sermons, listen during classes, take up as much knowledge and learn as much skills as possible. Your future self will thank you for it. Of course, beyond the knowledge and the skills are also the values and principles, the rules. Understand why the rules exist, right? It's important that you create a good conscience and a good moral or psychological core that will live with you for the rest of your life. Then finally, be patient. Good things will come. At 14 years or 13 years, you don't necessarily know how the future will happen. Some of the perception you have of your future is not necessarily correct. So life is full of ups and downs, and interesting things will happen. But as long as you believe in yourself, and as long as you maintain belief in your principles and belief in the process, things should turn out well.
Prestonians, permit me to say, a word is enough for the wise. As we bring this to a close, kindly give us a one-sentence strapline that could be used to describe Preston to the public and to the world at large.
One word I would use to describe Preston is elite. Preston is elite, right? The objective of the school is not just to help you pass WAEC or to teach you biology only, right? It's to raise leaders who are visionary, leaders with a conscience, leaders with very robust set of skills. So you're not just going to school, you're having an experience that will live with you for the rest of your life. So if you're at Preston, congratulations. I hope to see you at the top.
Once again, thank you so much, Barrister David Akindolire, for your time and words of wisdom. Big thanks to our viewers who have joined us on today's edition of Alumni Spotlight. Please do not forget to like, share, and leave a comment. I remain your host, Fortune Ajibai. Hopefully we'll meet again next time. Bye for now.